Wow, what a day. What a day. I know what I need to do right now. You know what I need to do? I just need to grab my Bible and just read some scripture. That's what I need to do. And I'm just gonna take a Bible here. I'm just gonna randomly open it up. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. The book of Galatians, or the epistle to the Galatians. Galatians. Let's look at Galatians chapter 5. I need to read something. I mean, yes, it's been a crazy day. I need to read. Okay, let's read this. Galatians chapter 5. Let's read verse 22. Let's just read verse 22. I need to read something. I need to read something in God's word because yes, I need to do this. Right. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace. Okay, love, joy, peace. All right, that all sounds good. All right, let me read it all together again. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience. Patience? Oh, no. No. That has to be a wrong translation. There's no way that can say patience. There's no way that one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience, because if one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience, I'm in all kinds of trouble. Let's try a different translation. Let's try the King James. Galatians chapter 5, verse 20. Let's see here. Let's look at verse 22. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering. Long-suffering. Okay, that's got to be different than patience, right? It has to be. I mean, come on. Long-suffering, that's got to be something different than patience. There's no way one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. It cannot be, especially on a day like this. I know what I'll do. I'll grab the Blue Letter Bible app. I know what I'll do. I'm going to explain it away. I've got to explain it away because I don't want it to say that one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. I don't want it to say that today. All right, let's go to the interlinear. Okay, let's see. The King James uses the word long suffering. All right, what is the Greek word here?
Strong's G 3115. Makrothumia.
Makrothumia. Okay. Makrothumia cannot mean patience. It cannot. Makrothumia. All right, means, let's see, Strong's definition. Makrothumia means forbearance, fortitude, long-suffering, patience. Makrothumia is translated patience 2 times in the King James. No. The outline of biblical usage: patience, endurance, constancy, steadfastness, perseverance, patience, forbearance, long-suffering, slowness, and avenging wrongs. Okay. There's something wrong. Clearly, someone messed up. There's no way that can say that one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. It just can't be. Now, welcome, everyone. You may be wondering why I'm starting in such a different way, but welcome, everyone, to today's focus for Monday, January the 9th, 2023 at 3:25 p.m. Central Time. Well, I started in a different way because, well, one, it's almost 3:30 p.m. and I'm just now turning on the microphone to do an episode of the Today's Focus podcast series, right? Because, I mean, I'm supposed to do the Today's Focus earlier in the day where you have something to focus on throughout the day. But now here it is fast approaching late afternoon. And before we know it, it'll be Monday evening. Before we know it, Monday will be gone. And I haven't accomplished anything. Well, I take that back. I have accomplished being on the phone for a very, very long time. I think I kept my patience on the phone. I did not keep my patience so much off the phone. On the phone, I tried to at least give the appearance of patience. I tried to give the appearance of long suffering. But off the phone, I was like, why? Why is this going? This can't be happening. Let me explain. If you were with us in 2022, you know we had this long, never-ending journey and adventure with our internet provider. It was problem after problem after problem. Nobody could ever explain what was going on. We went through, 3, 4 different modems. The same problem would come back. They would tell me there's not a problem, when everyone in the neighborhood would be like, the internet's down for everyone. And it was just back and forth, problem after problem after problem. Finally, as we approach the end of 2022, I finally said, I've had it. We're going to switch internet providers. So when we get to 2023, we can have, brand new internet and everything will be perfect. Everything will be wonderful and we can move on. We got the new internet hooked up. So far, we've not had any major issues. A couple of weird things going on, maybe with live broadcasting on the Sermons 2.0 app that we haven't completely figured out. While we had a few little glitches, we haven't completely figured that out. But for the most part, everything's basically been flawless. We've had very few major issues. And so I've been very happy, very pleased. Great speeds, lower price. Everything is wonderful. So once we got the new service hooked up, what I did? I disconnected, obviously, all the old stuff, right? All of the equipment for the old internet provider. Disconnected everything, wrapped it all up, put it in bags. I'm like, okay, now I'll just hop on the phone. I'll call the old internet provider and say, that's it. We're done. We're canceling your service. Don't ever want to have to deal with you ever again, not only because of horrible customer service, horrible service itself. And, I was going to make the phone call and it was going to be over. And guess what I was told? Well, we're sorry. We don't really understand why, but we can't disconnect your service. We can't cancel your service. But, hey, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. So we will call you back in 2 to 3 hours. That was last week. I have never heard from them again. They never called me back. They never emailed me. Zero contact. So I called them this morning thinking, man, I don't want to spend any more time with this. I was on the phone with them a combined maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And guess what I was told? We can't cancel your service. We don't know what's going on. I've talked to my superiors. Nobody can figure it out. But the computer will not let us cancel your service. We can't cancel your service. So give us a call next week and we'll see what we can do. And I'm like, well, in the meantime, I'm not using any of your services, but I'm still going to be charged. Well, next week when you talk to someone, I'm sure they'll find a way to help you. What do you mean you're sure? So now I'm paying for 2 internet providers. I'm only using one. The other one, none of the equipment is hooked up. Nothing. Everything has been disconnected. I'm not using the internet in any way, shape, or form from the previous internet provider, yet I can't cancel my service. And I'm paying over $100 a month for that service that I cannot cancel and that I am not using. But hey, patience. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit. Patience, long suffering. But I'm just being honest with you. I literally want to just take the equipment, drive to the internet provider's office and say, here's the situation. Here's my equipment. I'm not paying you another dime. And I am going to do this. I am going to go log into my account and see if I can remove all payment. Like I can remove all credit cards. I can remove everything. And if I can, I'm going to remove it all. Because I know one thing, if I don't pay it, they will find a way to cancel it. Trust me, if I don't pay, they will magically have supernatural ability to say, your service is canceled. So here we are now. I'm going on week number 2, and I can't even cancel the service that I no longer have. Is that not? I mean, you talk about a poetic conclusion to all of the drama that I have endured with this previous internet provider. I mean, I guess it's a fitting end when the story finally ends But I guess if I told the story, most people wouldn't even believe it. But if you've been listening for a very long time, probably for 2 years, you heard some of the internet issues that we were having. You heard some of the problems. And it was just like, it's maddening. It's crazy. All of the issues that we have had. And we finally, I guess in one sense, this for as far as the broadcast is concerned, we seem to be okay now. We seem to be past all of the difficulties. But behind the scenes, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I want this stuff gone. I want to turn this equipment in. I want my accounts canceled. And I will never, ever, they will forever be known as the internet provider whose name we will never mention. They will forever be the company. I will never mention their name in any way, shape, or form, because if I mention their name, I will probably add other words that I'm not supposed to say. I know. Gasp. You're shocked. But I'm just being honest. I've said from the beginning, I'm a sinner sitting in front of the microphone. So that's that. I'm telling you. So I will not mention their name. But Galatians 5 did come to my mind at some point today. And I'm like, so the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, and patience. Patience. I don't know. How do you deal with patience? How do you deal with patience? What is the answer to developing patience? Like in your Christian life, when you think about it, where if you were to say 0, like you have 0, like where we go 0 to 10, 0, you have literally no issues with patience. You are the most patient person ever. It's just natural to you. Things just kind of roll off your back. You don't get frustrated. You don't get angry. You're long suffering. Even when you're enduring things that hurt you and make you mad, you just respond with patience. Are you like at a 0? No problem at all. Or you are at a 10 where one little thing goes wrong and you're like, Why? And you have no patience. Are you like at a 10 or a 0? But here's the question. I think, now I do believe, we cannot deny this. I believe some people naturally, it's just a fleshly personality. They're naturally more patient. Now that doesn't mean that's anything to do with their spirituality. That's just their fleshly, because within our flesh, we have certain personalities that may be a strength or maybe a weakness. That's just a part of us. So some people are just naturally patient. They can't necessarily say, look at how much I've grown spiritually, because they were patient even before their salvation. So if that's you, congratulations. All the people around you are probably very grateful that you're a patient person. Now, if it's just your natural personality, you can't really say anything about that meaning anything about your spiritual life. But for everyone else who's not naturally inclined to it, for the rest of us, and this is I'm being sincere here. I'm having a little bit of fun expressing my own frustrations, but I'm not exaggerating it in any way. I'm really beyond frustrated about the situation. But here's the question, and I think it's important. How do we develop patience? Now, some can say, well, the fruit of the Spirit will just do it. We're just going to naturally become more patient. That's a whole discussion right there. How do the fruits of the Spirit manifest themselves in our lives? Is it just something? Is it a monergistic thing? Like, I don't have to do anything. I became a Christian. Now the fruit of the Spirit, because I'm indwelt by the Spirit, will be love, joy, peace, and long suffering. And it's just a monergistic work, meaning the work of God alone, and it just develops. Or is it a synergistic concept where it is the fruit of the Spirit, but I play some role in developing it and helping it along? And if so, what do you really do to develop patience? Like, is there a secret plan? Let's do this just for fun. I'm going to do this. How? I'm going to go to Google, because that's how we find the answer to everything. How to develop patience. How to develop patience. All right. How to be more patient. How to be more patient. 25 tips for increasing patience in all parts of your life. All right? Okay, here we go. Understand what patience is and isn't. We all know that patience is a good thing. We've heard since early childhood from our mothers, fathers, and teachers and coaches. But do you know what having patience actually means? At the most basic level, patience is the ability to wait. But more than that, it's the ability to wait for something you really want or even need. And we also define patience as waiting for that thing without expressing irritation or frustration. So they're saying the first step is to really understand what it is. Now, of course, we would have to understand patience more from a biblical perspective but I think the biblical perspective would also contain some of this. The biblical perspective seems to really capture the idea of that we can endure something, some kind of pain, some kind of injustice, and we do so without seeking revenge or exploding in anger, which is a kind of a bigger concept. A second thing they say is learn to be a good listener. All right, learn to be a good listener. Number 3, accept what you can't change. Accept what you can't change. Now, you see, if I go down this list of all 25 of these things, these are just very much kind of just the suggestions, the tips given to you by the world. Because I didn't go to a Christian website, I went to a non-Christian website. All right, so do we develop patience as a Christian from the same principles and the same tips given to us by, say, a worldly perspective? Or do as Christians to develop biblical patience? Does it require something else? So here's what I want you to do. I want today, for your today's focus, I want you to think of 5 things. And if you can find scripture to back them up, that would be awesome. But try to come up with 5 things that you help develop biblical patience. Biblical spiritual patience. I got some ideas. I don't know if it's going to help me the next time I have to call my internet provider and be on the phone for 45 minutes. My ex-internet provider, whose name we will not ever mention. I don't know if those 5 things will help. So there's a lot I've thrown at you. Like how do we understand the fruits of the Spirit? I think that's always a big question to me, right? Because either it's just, this just supposed to happen. I'm just supposed to become more patient just because I'm a Christian, which is a monergistic. Like if it's synergistic, then God does something, but then I have to do my part. So when it comes to patience, how do I develop that? Like, what do I do to develop that from a biblical perspective? I think it's interesting that they talk about some of this is like knowing things, knowing certain things. I think maybe there's certain biblical truths that I need to know. In order to develop biblical patience. I think that there's some things I think the only way to develop patience is by enduring things which causes you not to be patient. So therefore you can then acknowledge and confess and see your lack of patience. Today's focus, patience. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, or patience. Email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com, and let's talk about patience today. That is your today's focus for Monday, January the 9th, 2023.